guys, welcome back to another video of the Daily Dobby. Sorry for not being able to upload for a month. We've been really busy. If you guys don't know, again, we are still in school, so we have to go through exams and multiple tests. So we try to push our academics ahead of YouTube because, not saying it's more, well, it kind of is more important in some way, but yeah, we wanted to prioritize that, and we've been really busy with other things because Clay and I are both helping out with our theater club at our school, so we do that, and we're helping out during those times. So sorry we weren't able to bring out all the videos when all these news releases and trailer releases were happening, but hopefully during that time you were able to go and join some of the other WooTubers and look at their videos while we were gladly taking tests. So I'll leave you at Clay.
So recently we got a brand new trailer, which is the trailer from the intro to the game. So when you first get the game and you log on to it, you see this little trailer that tells you about what's happening in the Wizarding world. And it also came with a blog release from Niantic and Warner Brothers on their official site. So let's check that trailer out now, and then we'll come back to you with the breakdown.
Voldemort defeated. A new era of peace begins. Not since the dark times has anyone disappeared. I don't care. Find them! We must protect the statute of secrecy. The Muggles cannot become aware.
Okay, there was a lot of stuff to take from that trailer. So what Clay and I have done for the last 2 hours is slow that video down so much where we could watch and look at every little article in the entire newspaper. Let's just say we've watched this trailer over 12 times, and it's stuck in my brain now for the rest of my life. So let's start off with the first thing we see, which is the first title, which is Hogwarts Saved, Potter Wins Crucial Showdown. So what this means is the game is happening pretty much right after the Battle of Hogwarts. So it says we won the battle, but I guess we haven't won the war, if you would like to say.
So the next thing you see, which is right above this heading, is the national weather forecast and zodiac aspects, which could really have to do with the game because, as you know, in the game, certain foundables spawn in certain weather things, and also zodiac signs could play a part in spawns.
As we can see in the next slide is Hogwarts heroes join the Ministry. Potter, Weasley, and Granger fill Ministry ranks. So, as we know, I think J.K. Rowling said this on Pottermore, they all work at the Ministry. So, yes, they are helping out with whatever's going on right now with possible calamity and all that stuff.
So, in the next picture, we kind of see this big picture that says Ministry Reborn, a new era of peace emerges. But right underneath it is something that's really interesting. One of the most interesting things about this trailer, I think. It says Ancient Powers, the greatest magical, and the rest of it is just cut off. We can't really see what the rest of it says. But as some of the WooTubers have found out, and some people on Reddit, is that basically the whole storyline with a redacted letter from the previous trailer, the really big one we got, is that ancient powers are involved somehow in causing the calamity. So this is really interesting to see in the newspaper. The next thing we saw,
which is actually really important because this will actually fill into probably the storyline of Wizards Unite. And it's this little heading over in the little corner that is report. Muggles accidentally were given access to Diagon Alley, which is kind of scary in my eyes because it's like if I was a human just walking down and then a street just magically appeared and then walk in it and then there's all these magical things happening, and that's a big deal. And yeah, I guess we could just wipe their memories, but it's probably a big deal because something probably got out into the Muggle world, and this could be a major plot point.
So the next thing we see is a heading that says, "It's never been better. International Confederation of Wizards." So this basically shows that, like, the wizarding world is all happy. Things are great after Voldemort is gone. The Ministry's great, the government's great, Hogwarts is great, but a lot of, I guess it's a lot of foreshadowing to the calamity happening, because everything's great, but it's going to be real bad.
The next thing we see in the next picture is that the London Five are actually missing, which we already knew that, but they actually give us like these outlines of peoples, and they have question marks over their faces, which kind of brings Clay and I to concern, do they even know who the London Five are? Which is kind of questionable, because if you don't know who they are, how do you know they're missing? That's a question I'm like putting in my head right now, is like, how do we know they're missing if we don't even know who they are?
I just noticed something that we didn't even notice going over it many times. That one's got an exclamation mark.
That's not an exclamation point, it just hasn't flipped yet.
That is a question mark. The next thing we see two pictures. There are little subheadings. One says, "Leading sneakoscope supply boast new record sales." And the other one is about debunking magical myths, and these kind of show that people are starting to get scared again, because sneakoscopes are things that detect dark magic and dark wizards and witches, and they're having to debunk myths because everyone's just terrified.
Okay, now we get into one of the most exciting parts of this entire trailer so far, in my eyes at least, which is, are the Five alive? Question mark. Well, good to know. And we get this picture of like this crime scene, and it's like, investigation into the London Five produces no results, which makes no sense. See, we have a corpse, or not corpse, but clothing that has magically fallen to the ground with no body. So, what we think is, if we look into these clothes a little bit more, and then we go into the next slide, which is a picture of this man. If we look at this man, he is wearing the exact hat, suit that we find on this ground. So our idea is that this is the man who is missing now, and I think, not for sure, but we think he's a detective of some sort that works for the Ministry, because in the next scene it says, "Case is closed. It is terminated. The case is terminated. No more looking," which would make sense, seeing how the detective would magically disappear. So that's what we think has happened to this guy. But if we look closer to this body, we see a wand, which could be an idea of identification to this wizard, and could help figure out if we are correct, if that is the man. Looking into the back of his room now, we get into this mist, glowish, bluish thing. In my eyes, it looks more like a Patronus. I don't know why he would need a Patronus, or it could be just some mist floating in the air, which I think, didn't we do research and it said like the Ministry has like this...
Yes, the Ministry has like a fog spell that keeps things safe for Muggle eyes, so they can't see. Dumbledore used it in the Crimes of Grindelwald movie.
So yeah, that could be what that is.
And then right in front of the light we see a desk and a chair, and this looks an awful lot like what we saw in the first like gameplay release stuff from Wizards Unite. It looks like one of the Portkey locations we can travel to, so maybe we can travel to this guy's office and see what's happening, or find more things to do with the story.
Next we get into like this little newspaper article. I would call it a magazine, I think. The Quibbler is over to the side of the body, and what's interesting to this is it's exclusive. My Week Without Runes, which we already know runes are going to be in the game in some way, so it's just kind of a little cool sneak peek on how they're implementing little game sneak peeks in this trailer. So, yeah.
On the next page we see a heading that says New Rules for Transfiguration, What All Wizards Need to Know. And this kind of shows that there's like people maybe are more scared. Like there seems to be more things being implemented by the Ministry to curb what's happening because of the calamity. or like things are getting worse. And there's also a picture that says 5 favorite Portkeys, and Portkeys will be also in the game, so maybe they're just, or portmanteaus or something. However they're called, I keep getting it wrong. But they're going to be in the game, so that could have something to do with that. So, there's words being played over this video, as you saw, and some of the words are, "I don't care, find them." And this is a completely different voice from the rest of the trailer, from whoever's reading the rest of the trailer. It sounds sort of like a report, maybe. But, this "I don't care, find them" could be said by Grim Folly, which a lot of people are speculating caused the calamity or had something to do with it. Another picture we see is "We need Obliviators, ICW is recruiting." We don't really know what this organization is. It probably has something to do with the task force that's involved with the calamity. Pictures we see, it's part of this page, but it's a little subheadings on the side. It says "Fishy Business" and "Wicked Wireless." And I think the "Wicked Wireless" subheading is kind of funny because it could have something to do with our phones playing this game or something along those lines. Something that came with this video was a blog post on the Wizards Unite home site, and it's just an update from Niantic and Warner Brothers over how the beta test is going and how close they are to the release of the game. So it says, "Witches and Wizards, as the global launch of Harry Potter Wizards Unite approaches, we wanted to share a few updates with you. Back in April, we launched a beta test version of the game in New Zealand, and a couple of weeks later expanded the testing region to Australia. Over the last several weeks, we've learned a lot from beta players and have been updating the game based on their input to deliver a smooth experience at launch. Behind the scenes, we've been running a variety of internal tests, fixing bugs, and making improvements to gameplay. Many of you on the ground in New Zealand and Australia have done an incredible job of guiding us during this process. We've been receiving some amazing feedback and deeply appreciate all of your help. In addition to making adjustments to the game during this beta phase, we've also been putting the finishing touches on additional features that will be revealed once the wider game launch rollout begins. If you hadn't had a chance to read up on what's been revealed about the game so far, be sure to check out our first look reveal from March. To help you prepare for your upcoming adventures, we also wanted to show a video that reveals a preview of the game's story and timeline, as well as additional clues about the calamity. And then you can watch the trailer. They say, as fans of the Wizarding Worlds ourselves, we've been heads down working diligently to ensure this game has the craft and polish it deserves. Stay up to date with us on the latest Harry Potter or Wizards Unite news by signing up on wizardsunite.com, and then it just says all their socials and stuff. But the important thing about this blog release is that they're saying that the full game is coming soon. They're working really hard on it, which we really appreciate. We're really looking forward to this game, really excited for it. And they also say that there are going to be some features implemented once it hits worldwide release. So hopefully we'll see some really cool stuff that everybody gets to participate in. Like new events and new foundables and all kinds of stuff.
So, thank you guys for watching this video. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment down below. It really helps us out. And don't forget to click that little bell icon so you guys know when the next Daily Dobby video comes out. And frankly, I can't tell you when the next one is, seeing how it took us a month to get this video out. So, thank you guys for sticking with us, and see you in the next video.
Goodbye.